So this video is personal and it has nothing to do with real estate. It has to do with my love for a friend. And I hope that you would stay and watch and hear Derrick's story. Share this video.
Listen to the story. And Derrick is someone who is having difficulties right now. And he's got a really great attitude about everything that's going on. He really wants to be able to give back. He's having some health issues that I don't think, well, I've never heard of before, altogether, but they're difficult. So, but he's always got a big smile, and I think he's got a great attitude about it.
Please meet Derrick. This is Derrick, my friend, and I've known Derrick since 2017. You want to talk about how we met Derrick?
Yes, I was going to physical therapy, Trademark in Helena. I was having some issues going on with my foot, and I had my doctor referred me to the physical therapy in Helena. And while going there, me and Jenna Mae met, and it was an instant friendship the first day.
He made physical therapy fun.
Yes,
well, I got me pulling ropes and sweating.
Yes, and they had us working, but we always found the time to have a conversation and just to, oh my goodness, you having a bad day? Jenna Mae came in and it was brighten up, beautiful smile, just beautiful spirit, and just everything. And then we kind of got to talking because your son was in the band, and I let you know I played in the band. And so it just, the friendship just kept going on from there.
Exactly.
And it was a great thing.
Yes, it was. Yes. I hated it if Derrick wasn't there at physical therapy. A beautiful friendship blossomed out of that.
Definitely.
And Derrick, you want to talk a bit about your health?
Yes. Well, my health, I'm going to just go back to the beginning. And so we kind of can just get a idea of, back in 2006, I was found out that I had osteomyelitis in my right leg, my right foot. And so that's when everything kind of started. And then in 2006, the osteomyelitis got really bad, and they had to amputate my 5 right toes. And so after that, went through treatment and therapy, and I healed from that. And then fast forward to 2007, the osteomyelitis came back in my left leg, along with another disease that's kind of very rare. People really don't talk about it. It's called sarcoidosis bone disorder. I think it's set up through the osteomyelitis.
Can you explain osteomyelitis?
Osteomyelitis is a type of, it's an infection. And best I could explain to it, it got in my bone. I had it in my bone. And it spread it, and it just never healed. And that's what it causes a lot of things. It caused the ulcer to come up on my foot. So I had like an open ulcer that they was trying to treat from the osteomyelitis. It's a very kind of tricky disease. And so with that, it just never healed. And so on October 31st of 2000, It was 2007. I lost the battle, and I lost my left leg below the knee this time. And from then on, it's just been a hill of recovery, to recovering and then finding out you have other diseases. And in 2012, I'm fast forwarding it because I found out that I was in stage renal failure. And that my dad, he was in stage renal failure. I inherited that trait of that disease from him. With that, 2012, I have been battling end stage renal failure. And it's been 10 years, and it is now it's just time, and it's critical for me to get a kidney and kind of get back, just get my life back. I fell into this rut, and I really don't, trying to get out of it. And it is a light at the end of the tunnel. But with that light, it comes with choices and decisions that you have to make, for yourself. For me, as far as now, I'm still having problems with that right foot. And so they won't give you a transplant unless you are healed and got, nothing, no wounds, nothing like that. And so with that, now is the decision I have to make of losing the right leg to get a kidney. And I am now okay with that decision because I can walk. I can know one thing: I'm a fighter. I have fought for this many years. Things have come, and and I have just dealt with it and just proceeded on and living life and still loving God and still loving people, because I knew that it's still going to be more. It's more for me. And so this right now I'm going through is just a little milestone. And I know that I can overcome it.
Oh, yes, you can.
Yes.
Yeah.
During the time we was taking physical therapy in New Jersey, May, that was back in 2017. Actually, I was working at the time because I was trying to get back in the workforce and living on my own, doing great. Dialysis was going and everything. And on November 27th of 2017, I hydroplaned on I-65 and ended up, ended up flipping my car, and tragic accident on I-65. But it wasn't tragic because I'm still here to tell it.
Didn't you fly into a tree?
Oh, yes, definitely. Yeah. Oh, yes, flew into a tree, hanging by my seatbelt. My seatbelt was the only thing that was keeping me harnessed into this car, because if I didn't have the seatbelt on, thank God, everybody should wear seatbelts, my remains would have been all over I-65, and it would have been awful. But seatbelt saved me. Thank God that I had God to surround me, and he had, just like I said the other day, he picked me up and gently picked me up like a little feather and just put me in this tree on I-65. Got funny with the prosthetic leg, it came off in the impact, and so the officers and the EMT and all these citizens that come out to try to help me get out of the car. When I tried to get out the car, they seen that my leg was missing. They said, "Oh, your leg is chopped off." I said, "No, it's just a prosthetic." I said, "But no, we ain't gonna worry about the prosthetic. I'm alive. I am alive." And
Praise Jesus.
And I feel great. Praise Jesus. Yes, yes.
When
Went to the hospital and checked out, and the doctors was like, "Man, you do not have a scratch on you. And the officer, thank God to clear police, PD, they brought my leg intact. And he's like, man, I don't know what was on you, but you are a very lucky man. He said, just look at that. Yeah, 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 wrapped up in grace. I was wrapped up all in God's grace. And God said, nope, 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 nope. Because you got more to you. You got work to do, my friend. Yes, ma'am, you got work to do. So with that, it kind of like it was a double-edged sword. My life was saved, yes. And then I think that's when the work began. That's when God said you have work to do, because in that I lost everything. I lost my vehicle. I lost income. I had to move back in with my mom, sleeping on a couch. Yeah, sleeping on the couch. Just a lot of events happened. Credit plummets, just everything. Bill collectors calling me. I'm like, well, I don't know how I'm going to pay you. I'm trying to survive and just live and take kidney dialysis. And, and then it's just like getting bills from dialysis. And it was just like overwhelming. Then couldn't replace the car. So from then there, I've lost transportation. It made it hard for me to get back and forth to doctor's appointments, trying to get back into the workplace, going to voc rehab to get to learn another trade, so that I can, when I do get the kidney, I will have a trade that I can go back into that is not strenuously on my body and so forth. So everything kind of just fell apart.
Derrick, tell us about your dreams for the future.
My dreams for the future, oh my goodness. I have big dreams for the future. My dreams for the future is to give back to people. When I was a little boy, we were very poor, very poor. We lived in a house that didn't have heat or air. I remember having a hole in the bottom of my floor in my bedroom. And ever since I was a little boy, I've always said that people should have places to live. Why is it that we live in a place that it's so expensive for somebody just to get a decent sleep, especially for kids and just the human race? So my goal is to start a nonprofit organization that and link up with the Habitat for Humanity. But I feel like everyone should have a home. Everyone. No one should live on the street. No one should live in the concrete. Nobody should go to bed hungry. Nobody should go to bed worrying about where something is going to happen the next day. Or if are we going to make it the next day, or I'm going to feed my kids the next day. I definitely want to give back to around the world. And I feel like people need housing, affordable housing, comfortable housing, and food on the table. And definitely for children to have a place that they can grow. And because it's now me looking back at my childhood, if I just had that space that I could let that young creative mind just explore and do so much. The things I look at now, I'm like, oh my goodness, I just wish that I would have did this differently. But now, thanks, God always shows you, and like I say, He always has a plan for you and a purpose for you. And I definitely see my purpose as in helping others, and definitely trying to get them to see their purpose and their potential, because I think it's a circle. And it's like, if we all in that circle could show love to one another, this world, we wouldn't have hate. We wouldn't have homelessness. We wouldn't have people not knowing how to eat and knowing how to just to get by in their everyday life. And so I've always been for people. I've worked in mental health for 17 years.
I remember that. Yeah.
I've been in mental health for 17 years. I really have a passion for people and to really see people doing their best, because when people are doing their best, oh my goodness, it's just best for everybody. It's good for everybody when people are doing their best and doing their full potential of whatever that might be. And so my goal is to not only to help with housing, is just to start a youth organization, like a youth center for kids that, you know, in the daytime don't have anything to do, just have idle time, and not putting something here to elevate them in the future. And I see a lot of that now, that we're not, it's like we used to go, we was going there, and it's kind of like then faded. And it's not enough centers that are
and let
really
them explore creativity.
Yeah, let them explore creativity and let them be them, and not tell
There's an art teacher right here.
Oh, good. See, yeah.
Painted my Helena paintings.
Oh, that's awesome. That is so awesome.
Yeah.
I like that. So that's my goal. And just for me to get a kidney, because first I have to take care of myself before I could try to either help others. So my main goal is to get a kidney.
What do you need to get a kidney?
At this point right now, transportation is down. And that's why I reached out to you. I prayed to God and said, I just need to find someone that I can reach out to and tell my story, because I know it's so much going on in the world today with COVID, the riots going on, and everybody is just, unemployment is at a skyrocket.
Yeah.
But I said, I need to reach out, because each day, and I don't reach out, I'm just doing the same thing and expecting to get a different result. And I'm not, we can't live like that, Everybody knows we can't live like that. So I reached out to you because I always thought about your aura that you bring, and the aura that you brought in physical therapy, and it was just, I didn't even have no hesitation. When you popped up, I was like, oh, Jenna May.
And do you know
Mr. Joe, you have
I'm so honored that
yes.
you did. And this has been going on for almost 3 years. He's been in this position, and I did not know until recently when he picked up the phone. I mean, look, he's a handsome, happy man. He's funny, and he's got a heart that's the size of Texas. And, just he keeps getting knocked down, but he gets back up again.
Definitely.
And he wants to give back to the world. So
I definitely want to give back to the world, and not take from it, but give, because I feel the more that you give is that's how you reach your potential and reach your blessings and see and get to your highest heights. It's when you give, but when you give just unapologetically, and you just give and don't worry about it, and just say, go on, just know that you have done something good for the benefit of someone else to see their purpose, if that makes sense.
It does. It does. And so to get a kidney, you need to get to doctor's appointments.
Need to get to doctor's appointments. I'm missing a lot of doctor's appointments. I'm missing a lot of appointments with my leg. I'm just missing a lot of appointments that are important, because the situation here with my mom, she is unable because she has to work to maintain the household. So she has to work. It's just everybody's working and nobody, and it kind of takes away, if I hate to say it takes away, but it's just a hassle to get rides. My main need right now for me to get to the next level is a vehicle. I know it's a lot to ask people to give. And I guess that's why I've held this in for 3 years, because I am the type of person, I don't really like to go to other people. I kind of like to do on my own, because I know everybody else is already in a position. And so I would hate to put someone else in a deeper position. But the thing is, I was not getting any different results because I was doing the same thing. So I said something has to change.
And you don't have to go to anyone. I'll go to Pete. I will do it. Our friends will help you share your story. And so you need a car. What about your medical bills?
Definitely, I have medical bills out of the hizane.
Do you know about how much?
Well, it's about, I might be wrong. I might be a little over. I might be a little less. But I'm thinking it's right at about $15,000 with the unpaid bills from surgeries and the unpaid bills from dialysis. And then the thing is, it's like people don't know this, but once you get on a kidney transplant list, then you have to meet, if they want to cut up front, some hospitals, what your insurance don't pay. And I've heard sometimes that can be up to $5,000, even, more. So that's my biggest thing. Is like with my medical bills are they're steady climbing, because each time I go and get treatment, there's a percentage that the insurance don't pay. And of course, I don't have it to pay out of my pocket right then and there. So it's just piled up. And, but I think right now it's probably at it's like $15,000 that it is in debt with insurance and everything else that haven't paid for my medical.
And that's not even including future, like the $5,000 for the kidney. We'll set that aside.
Right, that's not, no ma'am.
With your leg, and you got to deal with that, and that's going to require surgery. And a car. If you had a car, you would be able to go to your doctor's appointments.
Get on a kidney transplant list and maintain a kidney transplant list, and just just get myself back to, and I want to get back in the working field, and like I said, with both rehab and get in and to get a trade, because disability is not designed for a 38-year-old male. And I do not want to stay there. I don't want to be there. I want to be a working American citizen that work every day. I am used to getting up 8 to 5 and put in my 8 hours. or putting in my 12 hours. Being on disability is, I thank God that I have it, but it does not give it just, you just idle. And all I do is look forward to going to dialysis 3 times a week and just coming home. And that is not for a 38-year-old male that has so many goals and dreams. Because one thing I've learned, if you want to achieve your goals and dreams, you have to do it yourself. You can't let the oppression, depression, or anything just get to you and settle in, because if it does, then you are there. And nobody can pull you out of it but you and God. And so that's why I say now it's my time, and I don't want to be a statistic. I don't want to be in that ramification, just sitting here and it's okay to get this less when I know my worth and I know what I want to do for other people. And it's my time now. So that's why I'm doing this and reaching out and asking anybody, if you hear this and hear this story, please just, don't pass by, listen, because you will remember me and you will see me again. You remember Derrick Demoss. And I feel like that is actual and factual, because God says, I know what I put you there for, and I know what you're there to do. So I think this is just my time, to reach out, because there are good people in this world that do amazing things every day for amazing people, to get them on their journey and to get them on their way. So, and so I'm just reaching out and saying, I needed just a little help, a little nudge to get put in this direction. But once I get there, trust me, your blessings and gifts are going to be turned around in tenfold, because I promise you, I have things to do for people and for myself, and just for myself, because 10 years it seems like I've lost 10 years of just sitting there in a machine, watching my blood go in and out of this machine, in and out of this machine. And the kicker thing is, now I'm on a leg graft. So they can't stick my arms no more. So now they having to go into my leg for dialysis. And that's when I said, oh no, it's time to do something, because you're running out of places to get stuck. And you know what the next result is. People don't come back. You've seen people leave this clinic and don't come back. And I've been watching a lot of people lose their precious lives. Just had a man that lost his life just Monday. And he put in a good fight. He put in a fight for some years. And I said, oh my goodness, I said, I really have to continue in fighting for him, because he put in a good fight. And a lot of other ones that have lost their life to this disease. And I think this disease needs to be looked at more. Kidney disease needs to be looked at more, because it's a lot of amazing people that sacrifices and do a lot of things to just be at 3 days a week on that machine. And I just look around that room and look at the faces of other people, and it hurt me. It really does. And I've had this conversation a lot with my mom, and I hurt for other people. And it's like, I don't look at myself, I look at them, and I'm just like, oh my goodness. It's just like the weight of what they're carrying. And then to just come in here and to just be here and sit here. I sit there for 5 hours. And, other people sit there for 4, but 5 hours in a chair. And then when you off, you feel like everything has been sucked out of you, your life, and all you can do is just come home and just lay down and start a brand new day. So that's why I'm reaching out. A car would definitely be a major help. Even if I don't have the medical bills, the car would be a major blessing and a major help for me to go on to my next chapter and to kick this disease. And even with my leg, and if I have to lose my leg, I'm okay with that, because I can walk again. There's people walking with double amputees now and walking very fine. And I can just remember when I first lost my first leg in 2007, the doctors said they haven't seen that in a while, because in 6 weeks after I lost my leg, I was walking. And the first day I put on my prosthetic, I walked out of Hanger's prosthetic, and the guy was like, "Oh my goodness, people don't usually walk out of here like that." And he's like, "Are you sure you're okay?" I said, "I got this. I got this. This is what I'm here to do. You know, I got this. I'm gonna go, and I'm gonna do it with style and grace, and I'm gonna smile the whole way, and I'm not gonna complain, because it's no reason to complain. Because if you complain, it's just toxicity, and you don't let toxicity creep in, because if you let toxicity creep in, it makes a whole mess. It makes a rainy day with meatballs, and we don't want that. And I don't want meatballs falling out of the sky.
I do right now. I'm hungry.
Oh, I know. I'm so sorry. You should get you something to eat.
That's
I
okay.
should send you a pizza.
Yeah, I'd love that, but don't. You've got a birthday coming up on July 30th. Right?
I do. I have a birthday coming up on July the 30th, and this birthday is going to be special for me, because this marks my 39th birthday, my last year of my 30s. And I said this year, that's why I said this year it's going to have to be different, and some things have to change, and I'm going to have to shake it up and move it up and shake it around a little bit. We're going to get the ball rolling.
That's right.
This birthday is very special to me. July the 30th. Like I say, it's my last year of my 30s, and then hello 40s, and I'm looking forward to it, because I heard them was the golden years. So
I love turning 40. I loved it. I'm still 40, not.
Hey, amen. I said amen.
Yeah, and I love turning 50, but I kind of want to stop there.
Right.
It keeps going. Anyway, you could not have this attitude if you did not love God.
Yes, definitely love God. Love to learn God from a young age. Even though, like I said, we were going at a young age. My family were going through. We went through some things, some trials and tribulations. But my mom always taught us to love God and love others. And I am so glad that I lived, even though it was, some things was crazy at times. I'm so glad that I grew up with a parent that taught love and always loved God, because he will see you through anything in life. And maybe the road might look bad, yeah, and it might look ugly right then. But guess what? When you wake up, it's a brand new day. And what does not kill us will make us stronger, because we will always get through. And just like this pandemic we're going through, we're always going to get through, because that's what we do. We always do. And if we have a breath in our body to tell our story and to share other people's story, that is, I think that's the thing that God looks for. That's one thing I think that is the healing in a lot of people sickness. It's just sharing the story and sharing people's heart. And so definitely keep God first, because God will see you through, even if you are right now, even if you're in the thick of your storm. And that's why I said, I feel like I'm in the thick of my storm, but I'm going to still continue to smile and still say, thank you, God. Thank you for this day. And treat people with respect and love. Now, I'm not saying I'm not perfect, because I do have my days. Nobody's perfect. But I vow to treat people with love and respect.
Oh, and baby, you do. You absolutely do. He's my brother from another mother and
Yes,
father,
ma'am.
but
Brother
he's
from
my
another
brother.
mother. Yes, ma'am. Yes,
um,
ma'am.
I would love for Derrick to have a car by his birthday on July 30th.
That'd be so
So,
sweet.
oh, and I mean, he's not asking for a handout. It's something that he needs to move on. And a car would even save his life to get to the
Yes.
appointments, to deal with his other leg, so that he can get put on a transplant list. Did you
Yes.
know my mom died from renal failure
Oh
at
my
30?
goodness.
Yeah. So this is close to my heart. And so, yeah, renal failure sucks. But anyways, not about me. It's about my brother Derrick. And if we can get him a car, if somebody wants to donate a vehicle that'll run, that will get him to vocational rehab, that will get him to his doctor's appointments, that he can start, instead of sitting at home, he can shine a light to so many lives. Never seen him in a bad mood. When he was telling me about his car accident, I was like, "Oh my God, you were in a tree!" And then he starts laughing. He says, "Yeah, and the cops lost my leg because they saw the prosthetic there."
Oh yeah.
I mean, to turn something that terrifying, where he hydroplanes off of I-65, lands in a tree upside down, hanging by a seatbelt. Just who's going to laugh at that? Derrick does. And he brings
There.
laughter and joy and love to so
Yes.
many people.
Yes.
Let's get Derrick a car. I am going to create a GoFundMe to get him a car. That's all we're asking for. And get him
Yes.
going. $10,000 or a car. But if he gets a car and $10,000, he can apply that towards medical bills. So
Yeah.
please, please help Derrick.
Yes.
I
Yes. And
love
I just
him. So many people love him, and I don't want to lose him.
no.
Not
No.
somebody that's as beautiful inside and out. And I never knew what he was going through until he called me. So I love you, brother. I'm
I
going to
love
pray
you
for a
too.
car. Joe prays more than I do.
Yes. Thank you, Mr. Joe. Yes, I love you too. Y'all have you have a beautiful wife, beautiful heart, and I see why you fell in love with her. And she, yes, she is a rock, and you are a blessed man. Yes, sir. You are a blessed man.
Yes, indeed.
Oh,
Yes,
I'm
yes.
very blessed. I boss him around and tell him what to do. He don't listen. He don't listen, Derrick.
He don't listen to it. He don't
No.
listen.
I'm like, why do I talk?
You've been through so much and still smiling and still have a good spirit about it. So it's very inspiring.
And I would just like to say too, and just say to everybody, like I said, whoever watched this video, I thank you. Thank you for listening. Thank you for just, even if you don't donate, you can't donate, just to listen and just to get, and just know that, say a little prayer for everyone in this world that is sitting in a kidney dialysis chair, and what they have to go through and the sacrifices, because I see some people that can't even get a ride to dialysis, and that's another thing I want to change and get to help people after I come out of this, is make sure that people have their transportation to doctor's appointments. This shall pass. And I just thank you. I don't want to cry. I've been trying
He's
to
not asking for a handout. He's asking for a little help so he can get going again. Please help my brother Derrick. Please. He's a beautiful man. He wants to do nothing but good for everyone. Yeah. Help Derrick.
Thank you.
And
I
give
thank
him,
you all.
and I want him to have a car by his birthday, July 30th.
I thank you all. And
Thank you.
I greatly appreciate it.